The issue here, and this is something that Luka Doncic needs to worry about later on in his career as well. The conversations about like Luka not being in shape, right? It's young now. He's young. It's easy. It's not that big of a deal. James Harden's never really been known to be that guy either, right? Right? He was out of shape and got fat, and then all of a sudden doesn't play for the Nets for a while, and then he's back and he's playing great with the Sixers. Oh, did you just get bet? No, he just was motivated for a while. He tends to disappear and he tends to look sluggish. And we're starting to see an aging James Harden where he is not the James Harden that we remember. Now, do I think the Sixers win game one over the Raptors? Yes, they should. Do I think the Raptors cover in that game? I like the Raptors to cover the 4.5. I think that ends up being a very close game in that one, and the Sixers get a little surprised because this Raptors team is another overachieving team this year, and Nick Nurse deserves more credit, like JB Bickerstaff and Taylor Jenkins, these other coaches that have done phenomenal jobs this year. This is another example, Nick Nurse and the Raptors, and how they've played this year when people thought this was going to be maybe a rebuilding year. Toronto is a tough, scrappy team that has absolutely no pressure on them whatsoever, and they're going to be able to take advantage of all of the expectations on this Sixers team throughout the entire series. And the Sixers are minus 186 to win the series. Raptors, you can get them at plus 150. I think the Sixers come out of this series as a whole, but I can see Toronto covering in game one and making this a 6, maybe even 7-game series.
I agree that that's possible. And I think my first thought on the series was if you're going to bet Toronto, like all of their strengths are that the longer the series goes, the worse Philly gets. Doc, Harden, Embiid's
Mm-hmm.
stamina, like all of
Mm-hmm.
these things are bad Philly things like game 6, 7. So like if you're going to bet Toronto, their path to victory is basically there's like a really funny episode of The Simpsons where Homer becomes a professional boxer, faces Dredrick Tatum, the champion of the world. And Homer's strategy is essentially he doesn't punch. He just lets the other guy get really tired from over punching, and then he just like lets them win. That's like Toronto's strategy in this series. Like we don't need to punch. We just need Philly to get really tired and stupid from over punching, and then we'll just move out of the way and they'll fall down in game 7. It'll be great.